Welcome back. It wouldn't be a Christmas show if Joe Giovanetti wasn't with us doing some cooking. We are on the air with this program in excess of 20 years, and I think that Joe has been with us all the way through that. In fact, we hope you've enjoyed some of the archive footage. We're going to work some of it in. We hope it's even playable because it goes back so long now. And it wasn't on digital then, it was on tape, it was on 3/4-inch tape, but we expect Fred's going to work some magic. But now, Joe Giovanetti, who we like to refer to as Caterer to the Stars, is with us for a little bit of Christmas, a suggestion for Christmas. So Joe, you sort of reached back with this. This is sort of an Italian Christmas, but a real family dish.
Absolutely, yep. This is, for us, the Giovanetti family, you know, it was raviolis for Christmas. And we didn't care about the turkey or the,
No, you don't eat turkey.
Or the ham. No, that was there, but we didn't really care too much. Uh-oh.
Thank you, Redden. Thank you.
That coffee.
Thank you.
No steam again. I stole that line from Irma.
It's just right, Joe. It's just right.
Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to make homemade raviolis just like my mom used to make. And from start to finish, we're going to make the dough, and then we're going to make the stuffing, and then we're going to make the sauce.
And when Janice does this, she goes to Thriftway and buys it at the store. So is this going to be different?
Yeah, better.
Okay.
Way better, way better.
Right.
Okay, so what we're going to do is the recipe for this is so easy. It's like, okay, we're going to make 2 cups of flour and 2 eggs. And you make a little well here. And get that other little cup in there. Okay, so there's 2 cups of flour. And then we need 2 eggs for this. This is how the old Italians used to do it, right on the table, just like this. This is perfect. This, what is this, granite?
It looks like granite
I
to me.
approve of the granite.
It seems, I remember my grandmother Salvatore did it on a wood board, Joe.
Yeah, you can use wood too.
Board.
Yeah, it soaks it up a little bit. This is even better because it just comes right off. Take the 2 eggs and
she didn't have granite countertops at that point.
I don't know. I think it existed back when your grandma was around. The granite.
Couldn't afford
it. It's not just a new thing they invented, right?
Couldn't afford it.
Oh, okay.
We're lucky to have the eggs.
Okay. Anyway, you just work this in like this, and as you're going around, that meant you had a chicken too, right? Okay.
There's another story behind that, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I forget how it goes.
With my cousins over in Swedesboro, the pet chicken was in the backyard, then suddenly they couldn't find a pet chicken, and my youngest cousin asked where it was, and the father said, "You're eating it?" It was traumatized for years. True story,
yeah,
true story.
That's bad.
But that's how it was. I mean, that's not unusual.
You work this in, and now you're getting it like sort of worked into it like this, and you just start adding and working this up. This is making a real mess in Gary and Ray's house here.
So, Joe, no water, correct?
No, you don't
just
really
eggs
need
and
too much
flour.
water. According to my mom, I just called her tonight to make sure I had the right recipe. Anyway,
No, it comes together.
I call her every year around Christmas time, just that it's 2 eggs and 2 cups of flour, and I can't seem to remember that recipe.
Well,
You can use a little bit of salt too, she said. There you go. You can work that in. Anyway, you work this, you keep kneading this.
it's accounting to 2 that was throwing you, by the way, that formula.
Anyway, here we go. It's starting to come together now. And then you're going to work this for about probably 5 or 6 minutes, which we don't have time to do here. But, okay, so you can see how it's starting to come together. All right, I got another one that's already done.
Joe, does it have to set up? Is there a period of time where it should rest?
Yeah, after you would get this until, I want to show you what the finished one looks like. And when you're done, it's going to look like this.
In the plastic?
Is rested. This, you want it to let, I went to the store and bought this. No, you just wrap, after you knead it for a while, it comes out looking just like this. And you wrap it in plastic and you let it sit for about, I don't know, 20 minutes at least, you know, because then it sort of all comes together, okay? So anyway, that's the dough. Now we're going to make the stuffing. What we need for that is a bowl. We need, let's see, we got some ricotta cheese here. Nobody said, oh, okay, there you go, all right. I need a little help today, okay? All right, so then, okay, so you got, again, now with that much, this is a 2-pound container, I believe. Yeah, so 2 pounds, you'd use only 1 egg.
Got the store brand, Joe?
Well, you know, I didn't make the ricotta cheese. No, I don't have time for that.
They didn't have any Maggios?
Yeah, that's Maggios or whatever. What kind do you like?
Maggios.
Maggios, okay.
Yeah. My cousin Joanne married one of the Maggio family members.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Of course, they
Yeah,
since
yeah.
sold the cheese business, but that's why I was surprised you went with the ShopRite brand.
Well, this is whole milk ricotta. That's what you want to use. Okay. So we got 1 egg into 2 pounds of the ricotta cheese. Then we need, let's see,
Well, Joe,
little mozzarella.
people stuff ravioli with a variety of things, can't
Yeah,
you, Joe? I mean, this would be just more traditional as a cheese ravioli.
Ho, ho, ho. Okay, so we got some mozzarella cheese in there, and then we got some Parmesan cheese. All right, okay. A little salt and pepper.
Not too much.
Not too much, no.
That was from
And
Mrs.
then you need a
Claus.
little bit of fresh chopped parsley, okay? So then we're gonna mix this up.
Does the parsley add a taste, Joe, or just color?
No, it actually has a taste. Yeah, a nice fresh taste. And you want to use, when you use parsley in sauces and stuff like that, you want to put that in at the end. A lot of people put their parsley, fresh parsley, in the beginning of a long sauce, but an hour later,
It'll change.
it doesn't. You don't taste it anymore. It cooks away. But if you throw it in at the last 2 or 3 minutes while you're cooking it, you get all that nice fresh
I always
flavor.
took parsley as a garnish that got thrown away.
Well,
But
it
not
does
really-
look
not
okay
really,
on it.
Joe?
Just add something to a plate. But
That's beautiful.
some people eat it because they say it gets rid of garlic breath.
Good point.
Yeah. So this is the stuffing, okay? This is going to go inside the sheets of dough that we're going to make. So, let's see.
I pledge to be there for you when disaster strikes, to guide you through your claim.
To offer personalized coverage from a choice of insurance companies.
To explain your policy and treat you with respect.
That's the Trusted Choice Pledge. We put it in writing.
Home, auto, business, life.
We are Trusted Choice, independent insurance agents in your hometown.
Spartan Planning, your local trusted choice agency. Call 423-4561.
For everything, there's a season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Alan C. McBride, Beth McBride Foley, and Thomas D. Foley at the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
Thinking about a new appliance or an LCD TV? Don't think twice. Think Weiss. Weiss True Value has a full line of LCD TVs plus a great variety of appliances. And of course, hardware items like TrueTest paints, Master Mechanic tools, electrical supplies, key duplicating, and Rug Doctor rentals. And for repairs on screens and windows, look no further. Weiss True Value, from making keys to selling appliances and LCD TVs. Don't think twice. Think Weiss. 39 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
This is the finished dough. Now, what I got to do is make a little mess. All right, we need a little bit of flour here. There we go. Because what happens is after this sits for a while, you can kind of feel that. It gets a little...
It's alive. It's
Yeah,
alive. Yeah, it's alive.
It's a little tacky. You know what I mean? You don't want that because when you put that in your machine,
And it smells good,
it'll
too,
stick.
Joe.
Yeah,
It
you
smells
wouldn't want
good.
to
It's
eat
fresh.
this that has
It's
raw egg in it. When we were kids, the little ends.
I used to like it. I used to like it.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, yes. That's before we knew it was no good for us.
Yeah, well, fresh eggs are okay, Okay, so what we're going to do is run this down here. I'm going to make a pasta sheet, okay? So anyway, you have this little setting here, and it gets wider and thinner. So you want to start out on the wide one, okay? You stick it in, and you start to crank. Getting that noise? Listen to that.
That's
Woo! We need a train. I wish that train blew right now. Great.
So, Joe, to make
All
a
right.
pound of this, I mean, this is a pretty good effort.
1 cup of flour and 1 egg
It
equals
can make a
about a
pound?
pound of dough. Yeah. So I'm going to close it a little bit more.
You should probably write that down.
Yeah. That much I know. She told me that. I called her tonight, talked to her tonight, and I'm like, yeah, that's right. 1 egg, 1 flour. No, how do I keep
Well,
forgetting
Joe,
that?
you're fortunate your mother's on the other end of the phone.
I know. I absolutely do love that. Okay.
Joe,
Keep
looks
throwing
good.
a little
Looks
flour
good.
on there, and we're getting thinner at every pass, right?
But you can, I mean, it's to your taste at that point, isn't it, Joe? Depending on what you want to make.
Well, if it's too thick, they just, if it's too thick,
Becomes
they
a
don't
dumpling.
cook right.
Okay.
If it's too thin, everything falls apart.
It's beautiful.
So these have settings. This is like on number 2.
Okay.
Okay, like it goes from 2 to 5 or something like that, 5 being the thickest. And you know, you just find out where it works for you. This is about as thin as I'd want it to be, okay? This is getting long, so I'm going to just go like that because it's in the way here. There's a couple ways of doing this. Old school way, like my mom does. And then they have some little toys you can use to press them out like this, little cutters. So what I'm going to do is...
Actually, I forgot you're making ravioli. I thought you were going to go through for the next pass on the spaghetti or the linguine. I forgot you're making
I will.
ravioli.
I'll show you how that works, too. It's just, okay, so what we're going to do is you take a little dollop of this right there in the center. Resist the urge to put too much in, okay? Resist the urge to put too much in, because that's what happens. If you think one ravioli is okay, let's make it twice as big, and you put it in a pot of boiling water, and it just explodes, because it just doesn't work if there's too much in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
exploding's not good.
No, exploding raviolis, not good.
So, Joe, the filling is not really subject to cooking, is it?
The filling has egg in it, yes. So
So it will cook in the water?
it will cook in the water,
Or just
yeah.
enough to take the issue of the egg away?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And the egg helps it all set up. If you didn't have egg in there, it would, when you cut into it, it would just run around, you know? The egg actually cooks. Here's we got a shot of these little guys like this, right? And then what we're going to do is you just take your finger, or if you wanted to, you can use a little pastry brush and just run a little strip down here.
Is that water, Joe? Or?
It's just water,
Yep.
yeah. And if you don't do this, they'll separate. Okay. Okay, we're getting creative now. Look at this. And then you just take this whole thing. Okay, and you flip it. You flip it over like this. Okay. All right. And then you just seal it. You kind of go like this. See this?
How was that again?
There's not a word for this. You go like this. Is there you kind of do.
Yeah.
This is, what's the word for this, John?
That, it's just
Tapping
that.
the
It's just
old
that.
ravioli
Yeah, it's
dough
just
inside the dough with the cheese. That's the word. Okay. Sealing it. Okay, that's okay. I don't know.
Irma
if I
has
like
a lot
that
of
word.
experience in making homemade raviolis, correct, Irma?
All right.
Yeah, this German
Yeah.
girl.
Yes.
Okay. See that? That's where we're ready to go now. Look, this is cool. Now you just cut them like this. Here's a little trick here. When you put this down, when you seal it, okay, that new Italian word comes for this. You want to seal it so that it's kind of not a big air bubble in there, because the air bubble will get heat and expand, and steam will build, and it'll blow up. That's another exploding ravioli thing you don't want. So you just tightly pack it around like that.
It's always been
Cut
a big
each
concern
one.
of mine.
Right? And then they're ready now for the fork. This
Yeah.
makes them, I think, makes them taste better than if you use one of them fancy little fancy machine. How fancy is this machine? Okay, it's not fancy, but you could also just do this. And
No,
that
I like
seals
that.
and cuts it at the same time.
I like the fork
But,
better.
Yeah, see, then you get these raviolis. These are the kind you buy, you know, what you were
Yep.
saying, when
So
you buy
when
them. They
Janice
look like
buys 'em.
that. But when you cook them like this, like the way my mom
Yeah.
does it, you get all these cool little edges around here, and they really taste good. They just have a nice bite to them, you
And
know?
there's no waste.
No, there's no waste. They,
Yep.
you know, and they all look a little different because they're homemade. So then you just go around and you put this little fork marks on each one of them. So basically, that's ready to go into the boiling water. They only take. You can take these and make a whole bunch of them, like my mom usually does. And I'm talking about my mommy a lot today, aren't I? Okay.
Oh,
But
Joe,
anyway,
I think it's
that's
correct
how.
thing to
That's
talk
why I
about.
learned how to do
That's
it.
where you learned.
But
Can you freeze them?
Yes. You put them on sheet pan, just stick them in the freezer, and you know they're frozen in like 20 minutes or something, enough to put them in a bag, you know, and then you can.
How long can they stay in the freezer?
They don't stay long. They
Not
don't stay
long,
that
not
long
long.
in the freezers
Okay,
around
okay.
my house, but you know, 3 months. You know,
That long?
3 months, yeah.
The reason I ask that because, you know, there's obviously you can go to a store and buy something, but this has a lot of other benefit to it.
Yeah,
If
it's a
you're
lot
at
of fun
home,
too. Yeah.
You know, talk to our fire chief. He makes a day on his Sunday of making homemade spaghetti and things of this nature.
Right,
It's
right.
a family day.
Anyway, so we're gonna. Should I jump over to the sauce now?
Joe, we're going to take a little break,
Okay.
I'm told by Amy, while you're getting ready to make the sauce.
All right.
We're going to come back and we're going to finish the dish out, cook the ravioli, and Joe's going to make a quick sauce. Easy to do at home. Stay with us. We're coming right back. We've got quite an audience here today, by the way. We'll be right back.
Life is a journey that we travel with a lot of uncertainty. When your family is faced with change and you're in need of understanding, direction, honesty, and professionalism, we at the Landolfi Funeral Home have a tradition of assisting you with all of your needs in any way that we can. We offer many affordable funeral services. Please please feel free to call us with any questions you may have or visit us at www.landolfifuneralhome.com.